Boys, one of the greatest episodes of cinema I have ever seen just dropped yesterday. That is not the day, yesterday. Dropped yesterday. And let me tell you, ReZero Season 4 has been top of the line. Episode 8 is the best cinematic episode, maybe even the best thing I have ever seen in my life. And we're only getting started. So let me just give you a quick recap. I don't like doing these kind of videos usually, but for ReZero, I need to make a special exception. Subaru wakes up. He has amnesia from the last episode. We find out, I'm going to be skipping a little bit, but we find out a little bit later on in the episode that Amelia and Betty, I like calling her Betty. Betty found him just lying in the library. But, you know, he wakes up. Betty and Amelia are like, oh no, he has amnesia. And then they're like, all right, you know, this changes nothing. This is still our Subaru. And let's go tell everyone that Subaru doesn't have his memories. And Ram, I think it's Ram. I get confused. I'm horrible with names. Ram doesn't take it too good. Fox Echidna is kind of on the fence. Julius he's just devastated, right? Like, no one remembers Julius except Subaru, and now Subaru can't even remember anything other than himself. So Julius is at a loss of words, and he's trying to figure out how he continues on right now. Then we have Shula. Shula? Is her name Shula? Oh my memory. Shula. She's just like, oh, master, I'm your favorite pupil, and you love me. And Subaru's like, wait, what? Master? So she's trying to take advantage of the situation. Maylee's like, oh yeah, you make a lot of plushies for me. Why don't you keep doing those? She's trying to take advantage of the situation. And, you know, is that everybody? That's everybody, right? Yeah, that's everybody. So everyone kind of has a different reaction. We kind of have two and two here. Two people are kind of like, I want to say Shula and Maylee are definitely trying to take advantage of the situation in their own kind of sense. But I don't know. Like, reading those two are like hard in this situation. Betty and Amelia are kind of like, they're trying to think positively because they lost Subaru, but it's not a different person. It's just he's lost his memories, but it's still Subaru. And then Fox Echidna and Julius is devastated. Fox Echidna, it's kind of hard to read her too, but I think she's more along the lines of like, from the last episode, like, it feels like these two can't really trust each other. So I don't think she necessarily cares as much. She's kind of like Ram, where like Ram's just completely upset, and now she doesn't know what to do. But so anyway, we continue. Ram's like, Subaru, just tell me what's going on. If you don't, I'm gonna get mad. And Subaru's just like, I really don't know. So then we have that whole conversation. Subaru wanders off. He gets pushed over the ledge. He dies. He comes back and he's like, oh, I can, you know, see into the future with my dreams. And basically the entire situation happens again. And he's like, oh, wait, that's not what happens. I don't know why the other Subaru didn't tell everyone about what happened or like what he can do. So he's kind of trying to figure it out and deal with that when he overhears the group discussing about what to do with him, and he takes it negatively. And he runs away. He runs back over to the staircase where someone pushes him again. And I want to get into that part because I think I've figured it out. Maybe my dumb brain has figured it out. Maybe not. But anyway, he dies, and while he's falling down, he not only is remembering everything that the group has discussed about him, but he's also taking fall damage. Like, he's smashing against the steps. His body's twisting and getting blown apart until he finally dies. And on the third, I guess technically the third time waking up. The third time waking up, he absolutely freaks out. He goes ballistic. Betty gets slapped. Watching Betty get slapped was funny, but I love Betty. Betty, as you can see, I love Betty. Betty's great. Beatrice is great. She's my best girl in ReZero. I love Beatrice. She gets slapped. Subaru does not hold back. Subaru yearns for true gender equality. Okay? Like, she gets knocked out. Oh my god. Poor girl. But anyway, he runs. That's where he runs into Reed, and Reed's like, why are you crying? You do have a fight with your friends? You picked your friends. Go deal with it yourself. Don't bother me. Don't come crying to me. Where he toys with Subaru before he sends him back tumbling down the stairs from whence he came. And an important part of him laying there is him remembering before he went to the convenience store. His family, how he didn't wash the mug that was in his sink, how he feels pathetic and worthless for not even saying goodbye or just doing a simple thing like washing a mug in the sink. And then we hear someone or something laughing at him, where he starts freaking out. I'm not gonna let you kill me. You won't kill me. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die. I'm dying. I'm dead. Essentially. And then Emilia finds him, and after kind of taking care of him, Subaru is just broken. He's a broken, dead man. He wanders off, and we find that at the end of the episode, he decides he's going to leave the tower. And that's when we find Shula start to, I don't know, like freak out. And the only word she can say is master. And then that's pretty much where it ends. All right, so let me just kind of jump into this. Here's what I think. First of all, let's jump into Shula. What's going to happen? Well, if you remember, Shula said, if anyone tries to leave the tower, I will turn into a emotionless beast and massacre everybody. So, Shula's gonna rip everybody apart. Now, what is she gonna be? I think one of two things. And I think the second thing is probably the most obvious. I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's also number one. Shula could be some kind of scorpion. She could be some kind of monster beast. It's obvious with the way that she has the ponytail. She referred to it as her tail. Now this could be just like, some weird Shula thing, but and then like the way that the first like test was solved, and it was like basically one of the like star constellations that had to do with the scorpion, right? Like there was a lot of referencing on like the scorpion. So she could be a scorpion. Or, like I said, like I wouldn't surprise me if she is, but I think number two might be kind of more like on the point. So let's go back here. I think I might know what she is, and that's thanks to the credits. Where is it? Here, okay. We see Shula. Shula's here. We get introduced to her character. Here's Reed, okay. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Right here. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. It's only on... this thing is on screen for a second. Maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds most. I think this is Shula. Or this is what she'll turn into. No. This is Shula. I think this is Shula. Some kind of dragon thing. Maybe. Potentially. Because we know she's not kind of a human, but she maybe is. It wasn't really kind of discussed very long, so we're kind of on the fence. But I think this is Shula. I think whatever this is, a dragon, a monster, because she said she turns into a emotionless killer. And this is the only thing that's in the credits that could be considered an emotionless killer, or just from the looks of it could be. So I think next episode, we're going to see this thing slaughter everybody and then go after Subaru. So I am super excited for that. I can't wait. Now, let's talk about something else. Something else that I think is important. Who pushed Subaru? That's what everyone's talking about, right? I think that is super important, right? I think I figured that out too. And I have 2 guesses. I think the second one is probably the most likely based on everything that I was able to think of. So let me just go with my number 1 guess here, okay? And of course, my number 1 guess is also in the credits. Those who know. Those who know. Those who don't know, you're about to find out. And this isn't a spoiler because it's in the credits. And we've already technically met this character, alright? So let's just... This little girl, this little demon. This is not a spoiler. It's in the credits. I don't care what you say or think. I think my guess number 1 is she's killing Subaru. Now, we know from last season she has something to do with, I think it was greed. Was it greed? I don't know. Something to do with, like, the Memory Brothers. So we don't know. Some of us know exactly what her powers are. I kind of know what's going to happen with her. I have not read anything. I've just seen a slight spoiler for how she kind of interacts with this season. But that's not in, like, that's... It's hard to understand without going into spoilers. But I don't know if she's killing Subaru. This is just a guess of mine. Because she's here in the credits. So I know she's coming. I know she's coming up in the season. I just don't know if she plays a part before then or not. Right? So my guess could be she's killing Subaru. Okay, this could be a spoiler. So real quick, this probably won't take more than 10 seconds. So skip ahead 10 seconds if you want. Ready? Now. So apparently her voice actor is heard speaking as the last person when Subaru is falling to his death. Okay, so that spoiler is over. That's also kind of why I think she could be killing Subaru, but I'm not quite sure. I haven't really figured it out. Now, my number 2 guess is, I think, a surprise to some, a surprise to none. Maybe. Let me find her. I like a good shot of her. You know what? Come on. Come on. I think it's Meili. I think it's Meili. Let me tell you why I think it's Meili. When the discussions are happening about Subaru, you hear everyone speaking except two people, Meili and Shula. Now, I don't have any concrete evidence those two weren't in the room, or maybe one of them weren't in the room, but you don't hear it from either of them, right? Number two, we've heard a lot about her mother. We don't know anything about her mother, right? Her mother taught her to be an assassin. Her mother taught her how to kill. She was abandoned by her actual parents because of her ability to befriend maw beasts. Is it a far stretch to say that she's not using her assassin ability to sneak up behind Subaru and push him over the ledge? She has, I don't want to say she has a motive to kill him, but she's not on technically good terms with Subaru. So she could be just killing him to get him out of the way. Or she could be being told or being like kind of like pushed metaphorically to killing him. Right? Like we don't, some of us don't really know. Now, another thing that kind of made me really confused and really suspect of Shula is right here. If I did, how the heck could yesterday's me have been so careless, huh? I do agree that yesterday's you was careless. I think she's throwing the fact that, hey, I pushed you over the ledge. You were just there. You were an easy target. You were so easy to just get out of the way. Don't do it again. I think Meili is killing Subaru. Now, she could not be. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. But I think she has a motive, and this line does not sit right with me. I do think it's Meili, but I wouldn't be surprised if we were thrown in for a loop, for a sucker punch right out of nowhere. Right? But I'd put my money on Meili. I really do. She just and like another thing that I just thought about, okay? Where is it? Where is it? One second. Hold on. I went back too far. Too far. I went back too far. Hold on. I need to see if I can find it. It's returned by death. So he's remembering. He's remembering his. Where the heck is it? Is it a very brief shot? Hold on. Is it a very brief shot towards the end? I know, I remember seeing it. Give me a sec. Hold on. Where is it? Show me the scene I want to see. It's basically them in the library. Show me them in the library. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? It has to be right here, right? Like, I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy. Where is it? Okay. Oh, okay. So I just needed to let it play out a little bit. Okay, hold on. No. Hold on. Okay, here. I think that's about all I can get. Who do we see here? We see Amelia. We see Echidna. We see Julius. We see Betty. We see Ram and Rem, whichever one is one. Okay, right there's Shula. Okay. Going up. No Maylee. Where is she? Where is she? What's she doing? What's she doing? I think she's killing Subaru. I really think she's killing Subaru. And that is all the evidence I have for this entire episode. But hey, that's just me, right? I want to know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this episode. If you know what happens next, I'm so jealous because I really just want to know. I just want to know. I hope ReZero never ends. I hope this story continues on until the author dies. That's how much I love. ReZero is my favorite anime ever now. ReZero. If for those who don't know, it was always ReZero, Konosuba, and Overlord fighting for number 1 through 3 in my heart. ReZero has now established itself as number 1. I cannot wait for this show to go on and continue. As much as I love Konosuba and Overlord, ReZero has taken the cake. ReZero is my favorite show. Anything ever. It's my favorite media ever. This show is amazing. And I love it so much. But thank you for watching my weird schizo rant. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What did you think about this episode? How do you feel? What do you want to see? And what are your thoughts and feelings on the way that it'll go? Or like even other little things that you've noticed this season that you would like to bring up, right? Just let's start a conversation. But anyway, that's it for me. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great night, evening, day, wherever you at, whatever you are doing. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye. I can't wait for ReZero. Holy shit. I can't. Dude, I can't wait for ReZero next week. Oh my god. I need a time machine or a whatever that machine in Dragon Ball is from to just lock me in, send me to next Wednesday. Just get me there, skip everything. I don't need to work. I don't need to eat. I don't need to sleep. I just need this.